something that I'm proud of. Out of the box and epoxy to the world and the
Larry, we are at the foot of the Rockies as EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the picturesque city of Denver, Colorado. A moment ago, through a shower of pyrotechnics, it was the hometown Broncos taking the field as they get set to do battle with the New Orleans Saints. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Now it's the Chiefs' all-time leading rusher. It's Jamal Charles on the carry. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll keep it on the ground with Charles again. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. 3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12.
Here we go.
A fake to Anderson. Now it's Osweiler. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ken Crowley. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. And they'll start this drive with very good field position. They'll run it for the first time with Alvin Kamara. And tough sledding. They'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, if the coaching staff's doing a good job upstairs, they'll file away what they just saw from the defense right there. They sold out to stop that running play. I'd say keep that in mind. They want to try that again. Go play action, hit them over the top.
And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. From the gun, it's Breeze. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. That one goes for 24 yards.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. And the former Heisman winner, this is Mark Ingram, trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. Big boys down there in the trenches, and a nice play to stop them cold. Nothing there.
Yeah, when you talk about big boys, you're talking about those defensive tackles, those nose tackles. They're not just big, they're immense. And what a big-time play there.
Off the play fake to Kamara, it's Breeze. Flush to his right. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a third down situation.
And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away.
Ginn will come in motion right. On third down, here's Kamara. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Man, how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
So not exactly jubilation over on that visiting sideline, but at least a high 5 or 2 for their kicker as he gets them the first points of the night here on the opening drive.
And 3 points are not to be underestimated. You're on the road, under the lights, national TV audience. You want to come out and look good, and that's a good start right there.
And Denver getting set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any off.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans. I don't know who all is to blame there, but I love seeing pick sixes.
Nothing like seeing someone pluck it out of the air and go the other way and see people try to change directions. Hard to do.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. They'll start the drive with Jamal Charles. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down.
We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On the draw, Simeon gives to Charles. And some space here. Jamal Charles, nobody in front. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jamal Charles, 76 yards. And the Broncos able to show off their quick strike ability. And those are the highlight reel runs you dream of right there.
When he gets a seam and just gets through it, how about the explosiveness, the burst to get there to begin with, and then once he's in full gallop, good luck trying to track him down.
And those plays so demoralizing for the defense.
Absolutely, because you've done so much work trying to keep people in front of you. When they're past you and behind you, that's a tough one to swallow.
So another drive coming up for the New Orleans Saints offense. And earlier we discussed the game that Drew Brees had in that come-from-behind win. But they're still running the ball effectively with that two-headed monster, aren't they?
Yeah, Mark Ingram, Alvin Kamara, they combined for 271 total yards, 2 touchdowns. How about Kamara's big touchdown catch, bobbled, and then they had to go for 2 to tie the game. Otherwise, we don't get to overtime. Really nice play call by the head coach, Sean Payton. That fake one way, flip it to the backside. Kamara outran everyone to the pylon.
And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. And on third down, a nickel formation here defensively. Working from the gun, it's Brees. And this is going to be incomplete.
I wouldn't be shocked at all right now if there's a look of surprise on the big fella's face because he had the route that he wanted, running the corner. And usually he's able to use his body and catch the football, but a really nice play by the defenders, able to knock it away.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on fourth down. He'll send this away into the Rocky Mountain night, and it's a good one. Yeah, Sanders now to return. Yards on the return. Picked up some good blocks as well. And the Broncos take over. First down and 10. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They begin the drive with Charles. And some room to work. Oh, still won't go down. And he's brought down. 17 yards for the Broncos there as they've got themselves a first down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the second level because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the second level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Second down, Jamal Charles. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Throwing on 3rd down, Simeon. And he will have a man, Demaryius Thomas. And 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
He's come a long way since his time at Georgia Tech. What did he run at Tech? He ran hitches and go routes, essentially.
Yeah.
I mean, but he ran them really well. He averaged well over 20 yards a catch while he was there. And he still creates downfield in the NFL. That big body and that willingness to go catch the football. He's pretty impressive.
And his friends call him Bebe, the nickname his uncle gave him back in the day. From the red zone now, Simeon. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to Denver right after this.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Set. Go. Right there. 56. Detroit. Leopard.
C.J. Anderson of the game. He gets it here. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down?
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things. But the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
All right, now, lucky 59. Here we go now. Detroit. Over. Leopard. Over. Leopard. Green 39. Green. Over. Now, Barney. Green 39. Green 39. Watch it now, Barney.
Now with the play clock winding down, Vance Joseph says, let's talk this over. As he'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Watch it now, Barney. All right, here we go. Back 99, Philly. No. Check. Patriots. All right, now, lucky 56.
Short yardage situation. Here's Charles. That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now Brandon McManus for the Bronco field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. And McManus able to put it through, and that will knot things up here late in the first half. So the drive takes him inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here, and they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
That's out to Hill, right side complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
I think it's okay there. They didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Looking for his tight end Fleeter, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tom Davis. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. That late in the clock, 2nd quarter, why not just run it a time or 2 and get it into the locker room?
What you're saying makes absolutely perfect sense. Run it and get out of there. But I'm just wondering if the pressure of today's NFL and the high-powered offenses that you're facing may have forced them into saying, let's try and get some more points.
After the interception, here's Simeon. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown.
And that touchdown gives them a touchdown lead before they attempt the extra point. What a great way to end the half.
Yeah, great job to put themselves in front. And now, see on the sideline, special teams defense scrambling, saying we want to preserve this for the final moments of this 2nd quarter. Now McManus on to kick this one off. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And not a whole lot doing there, so he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. He's got his man. It's Brandon Coleman. And never mind, Larry. These two teams apparently anxious to get back at it. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up. And we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. They'll run. This is Kamara. And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
Breeze to throw on second down. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. He went backwards 7 yards, setting up a tough third down.
Time to give a little credit here. That was an excellent read by the guys on the defensive side of the ball.
Oh, you're crediting your defense.
Got to credit them on that one because they tried to fool them, right? Tried to trick them. Ran a screen, and they went to it and smothered it for a loss of yardage.
Now Breeze. He finds Coleman. 23 yards on the play. Fresh set of downs here. Breeze now to throw. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. And how about this? It's the other Brandon Marshall that picks it off. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. Short throw, pick 6 right there. Those linebackers, they love when those short throws come and those eyes get real wide, don't they?
How about the anticipation on the play? Reading, reacting, and then the ability to catch the football and take it in the opposite direction.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they gave up the pick 6. And now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. Now Breeze on third down. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up fourth down.
We're into the second half now. This is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. Now Sanders. 12 yards on the return that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. And Denver getting set to take the field. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Again, Anderson. He takes this one across the 35 to the 36, a gain of about 4.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
The Broncos on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. A shotgun snap for Simeon. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Marcus Williams. And the return comes to a halt right at the 44-yard line.
The good old cover 3 defense, partner. When you start playing football as a safety, that's the first thing you're taught. Middle of the field, be as deep as the deepest receiver in any zone, and break on the football when it's thrown and pick it off, just as we saw there.
So after the INT, it's Breeze. He'll buy some time right, and he'll get it down here to the 43. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
On 2nd down, Kamara. And some room to roam now. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Von Miller coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7. On 2nd down, here's Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. 28 yards. And the Saints have cut it back within a score. Coming into the year, Breeze, 465 touchdown passes. Add another one to the total.
You know, it's funny. I just talked with his college head coach, and he told me that when Drew was a sophomore at Purdue, they weren't sure he was truly the starter, even though he started the opening game, and he made a play early in that one where the coach got on the headset and told the rest of the staff, well, fellas, we found our quarterback. Now we got to make sure we find the rest of our team.
Breeze hasn't looked back since. So the Broncos coming out now. First down carry here for Charles. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful. About what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
All right, here we go. Green, 30.
Now with the play clock winding down, Vance Joseph says, let's talk this over. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Second down, 8. Again, it's Charles. And they will stop him after a fairly minimal pickup. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this fourth quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the fourth quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
From the gun on 3rd, Simeon. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's McKenzie. And he takes this one just shy of midfield all the way to the 49. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels.
Detroit!
Charles getting the handoff from Simeon. Room to run inside the 40. Jamal Charles, nobody in front. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Jamal Charles, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Broncos will add on to their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. But the bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Now McManus on to kick this one off. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out is the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
They go play action here on 1st down. He throws and he hits the slant route to Thomas. And he's brought down after a good gain. A good pickup there of 20 yards. At this stage, this drive's got to be touchdown or bust because you need 2 of them.
And if I'm the offensive play caller, I'm not just looking at my dagger plays downfield. I'm looking at some of my specials, something that can fool them and give you a big play now.
With a sense of urgency.
No doubt.
A really nice gain of 25 yards. Breeze now on 1st down. It's complete. Fleener, right side. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10. A good pickup there of 22. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. first down. Breeze. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Aqib Talib. And he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. We've seen a lot of interceptions from Talib over the years, and that was a big one to help seal this win.
He has such good ball skills, just always seems to be around it. I mean, he gets a chance to make a winning play, as we just saw there. He tends to take it.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That good for 19 and a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the fourth as it was way back in the first, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
On the run, it's Charles. It's a big run there by Charles. 48 yards on the ground. And that run has to be so deflating for the defense. They needed the stop. That might put the icing on the cake.
Perfect word for it, because when an offense grinds a defense down and kind of takes their heart from them, and you see them start to sag, no better feeling for the team running the football.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.